This is the first crop sensored mirrorless camera that comes out of the market from Nikon. So for those of you who have not seen my first introduction to Z50, just for a wrap up, okay, so this Z50 is very compact camera. It's very small and it's very light. It's not that heavy compared with other regular full frame camera. This is very small, and the weight is really nice. It's not that heavy, especially when it's holding this native lens, this general purpose lens. So we have this nice finish exterior covering of this. It's high quality material. It's not made of cheap plastic, but it's high quality, you can see. And in the grip itself, this was a well-known good design for Nikon, because most of the camera comes with this kind of nice grip design, wherein if you put your hand here, there's no way that the camera will slip out of your hand, because they provide us very substantial grip. So this is another nice feature of this camera. So it's very small, but they were able to decide in such a way that the grip was not compromised. So you can see it's a solidly built up. It's nice. In here, there's all the ports here was there's a substantial amount of wither sealing in here. All this port for this USB, for the USB, and for this HDMI, as well as this mic port here is covered with this rubber. Looking around here at the bottom, we have this standard one port in threaded port for tripod installation. And then here on top, you have this there's a flash and this small camera. So this small camera is really a complete package. The only downside for this provision of this flash is there's some kind of potential issues of water seepage in here, just in case you use this in a rainy weather. So just make sure that this is not exposed to any rain, then you might as well be fine. So we have this eyepiece. It's very nice eyepiece. You can see there's some kind of substantial extension of the eyepiece. That's why, so when you're trying to look at it, it's not going to get into your nose, this part. So that's another nice feature of this design. And in this screen, you can flip this screen up to that one. So you can use this as a selfie camera when you're holding this with your hand. So you can see your image over here. And the thing is, there's a small rig company that is selling attachment at the bottom here that will enable you to install this on a tripod. Because if you use this tripod's port here, what happens is you cannot use this screen because the tripod is on the way. So what happens is if you use an attachment that comes from a small rig company, then there's an attachment that is placed here in the bottom and it extends over here, and then there's some other way of attaching it to the tripod. So what happens is the tripod will hold the camera like this, and you can still use this screen for your selfie. Now we have this going here, you have this nice place buttons here, this information button, menu buttons, and this garbage bin button. Then this is replay button. We have this standard toggle here, the left and right, up and down toggle switch. You have this OK switch for the enter option, and then in here you have this adjustment for various functionalities, adjustment dial. You have this button for IEL, EFL, and over here you have this diaphragm adjustment, plus and minus for the eyepiece. You have this switch that allows you to select from picture to video, and then this selector for various functionalities like automatic mode, manual mode, and all kinds of options is here. And the good thing about this is you don't need to press anything before you can move this clockwise or counterclockwise, unlike on the Z6 Nikon camera, because you need to press something here. But this one, it's straightforward. You just turn it around and it will just move. And you have this standard record button here, this ISO, when you want to change the ISO to suit some situation. And you have this plus and minus over here. You have this regular on and off switch, and this shutter release button here. Looking over here at the front, you have this functionality, functionality 1 and 2, which you can program by yourself. Depends on what you like. And over here you have this lens release button. Press this before you turn clockwise the lens, so you can release it from the body. So basically I've been using this camera for quite a while, and I was amazed with the result, with the pictures and video that I've taken, considering that this is just a very small and crop sensor camera. For me it looks like it has taken some of those nice qualities of its higher price and the Z6 brother, the full frame mirrorless camera of Nikon. And basically the good thing about this is it's very small, and the weight is not that much, so you can bring it anywhere. Now going back to the lens, since this lens is good for general purpose photography, and you can use this for indoor and outdoors, and for portrait photography, headshot photography, you can use this, and as well as you can also use this for landscape photography. But the thing is, there's for every lens it has its own limitations. So what happened is I'm using another lens for some of my application, like taking wildlife, as well as landscape photography. So this is from Tamron. This is Tamron lens. It has a focal length of 18 to 400 millimeter maximum, and it has an aperture of 3.5 to 6.3. So basically, when in fair weather, this lens is really produces lots of good quality shots, both the picture and video. I use this camera. I use this lens for my old camera before. It's an F mount lens. So when I'm going to use it here in this Z mount lens, I have to use an adapter. So this one is going to adapt this F mount lens to this Z mount body. So first, before I'm going to remove this lens, I have to remove the battery. The importance of removing the battery first before removing the lens is just to make sure to prevent any kind of charge built up inside the lens, inside the body. Because so we'll going back into that later. But first, we have to remove this lens by pressing the lens release button, and I'm going to twist this clockwise, and there you go. Now the sensors is fully rebuilt. Look at the sensor. That's the 23.6 by 15.8 millimeter sensor. Compared with the full frame sensor, this is more than twice smaller than the frame sensor. And this is the Z mount. Over the years, Nikon has been making cameras of the F mount, but after some time, they finally decided to manufacture this Z mount. That's why this camera is called Z50, because of the mount. So I'm going to use this adapter first. The reason for that is because I cannot install this straight. This F mount, which is smaller, to the Z mount, which is bigger. I cannot install here because you can see the Z mount is wider. So what happened is I have to install this first. So this adapter is you have to purchase this separately. So what happened is when I install this one to the body, I have to make sure that this white nuts of the body is aligned with this white nuts of the adapter. That one. And then I'm going to make sure that it's aligned, and I'm going to twist it counterclockwise. Now if I hear the click, it means that the contact between the adapter and the body is aligned. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to put this F mount camera to this F mount attachment here. Same thing, we have to align this white nut to this white nuts on the lens. Then click. Now the connection is aligned. So that's the final that's how it looks like when this lens is installed on this Z mount body. So a little bit looks like a little bit longer because of this adapter, but nevertheless it doesn't matter because still it feels like it's still very small. With this kind of combination, this Z50 body and this all around super photo lens, I think this is one of the best combination of them all in the industry. Because what happened is I can use this lens to take portrait photos, and I can also use this using this 18 to 50. I can use photos for portrait, and then I can use all the way down when I want to take some video wildlife photography or video. So this is the combination that I've been using to take all those amazing videos of the wood ducks. That if you have the chance to see, check some of my videos in my YouTube channel, you can see the result of this combination. So this is the one that I've been using, this kind of combination, this Z50 crop sensor camera and this Tamron lens. Yeah, this Tamron lens was really designed for crop sensor camera. So they are really well suited to each other. With of course with this adapter. So this is the setup that impresses me most because of the quality of the videos that I was able to take from this setup. Now for my other application, for instance, I wanted to, of course, this the setup has also some limitations in that I cannot use this for micro photography because there's another specialized lens for that, and let's bring it in. So this is the lens that I use for micro photography. Micro photography is the photography that is it's the name for taking photograph of small objects such as spiders, insects, ants, and small things. So this is the lens that I'm using. You can also use this to take portraits, but this was basically designed for micro photography. So this is the lens that I've been using. So sometimes actually I don't use this most often because I already have the range over here. I can go here as low as 18 to 45, whereas this one I can only go here as low as 16. So the 2mm difference between 16 and 18 is minimal. So most of the time, once this one is installed on my camera, once this Tamron lens is installed in my camera, usually I don't remove it because day in and day out I always use this lens. And for me, this is the best combination of the lens in the camera body. So what happened is the combination is not that heavy compared with when you are going to use a full frame camera and a full frame lens. It will be 2 to 3 times heavier than this, the final setup. So that's it for this brief review of the lenses that I'm using and how I take videos and photos with my camera. If you enjoy this presentation, then don't forget to subscribe so that you will be notified with my other exciting incoming videos for camera, photography in general, and computers.